I unmuted myself.
Hey everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone, and you're watching the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. 1 hour of commercial-free podcasting starts now. Enjoy the show.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, welcome back to the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. T-God's Q, I can't unmute y'all because y'all muted yourselves. Week 11 is here. Trade deadline may be here in your league, but it is time to get those final moves in, and we will try to help you for this playoff push. Only 4 weeks left in the regular season. Buys continue this week again. Bucks, Dolphins, Jags, and the Seahawks are all on a bye this week, which means there are a lot of good players on a bye. So we'll break down some replacement options with our rankings discussion, doing some cap or no cap as well. We'll do some start sits, game picks, and of course, we'll be doing Q&A throughout the episode and trivia with Q later. Let's get right into it. Let's do some cap or no cap and rankings discussion, starting at the quarterback position. Justin Fields, this man continues to feast. He is on fire. Are there any quarterbacks you have ranked ahead of him this upcoming week?
I got
Patrick Mahomes.
3.
Yeah, I have my 3 also.
No, I have 3 ahead of him.
Oh.
I have Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts.
I respect it. I have him at 2, only Patrick Mahomes ahead of him.
You bugging out, B?
He's too
It's
hot.
like, no, his numbers are crazy right now. I can't even blame you.
Until that slows down, then I'll obviously bump him back down a bit. But he's the hottest quarterback in football.
Pause.
He's got 300 rushing yards over the last 2 weeks, 30 plus fantasy points in 3 straight games. This dude's just been putting up unreal video game like numbers. Even if they're losing, it doesn't matter. He's putting up numbers, and I'm not scared of the Falcons defense one bit. So
me either.
It'll be this type of game where he falls off when you expect him to play good against his bad defense.
Yeah, I mean it's not that bad of a defense. They're just kind of like mid, maybe lower tier. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to end a couple weeks ago. I thought it was I didn't know if this was going to be legit. It just keeps happening. So until it doesn't happen, he's locked in for me, at least as a top 5 quarterback, if not top 3.
It'll happen.
It'll definitely happen. We'll come back down to earth, but we'll see if it happens this week. I'm locking him in. On the other end of the spectrum, Justin Herbert has been quite inconsistent lately. If Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both end up missing another game this week, is he still a top 10 quarterback option?
I still have him at 7.
Yeah, I
They're
have
playing the Chiefs. He's going to be throwing a whole bunch.
Gotta throw.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I have him at 9. So he's still inside the top 10 for me, but I'm not obviously fully confident in him. Expected Josh Herbert to be a locked in top 5 QB every week. With those guys out, it's hurting him a little bit, but I do think the volume versus the Chiefs will help him for sure. Next on the list, moving over to some running back talk. Christian McCaffrey has not missed a beat since joining the 49ers. Are you nervous at all about his volume hurting a bit with Eli Mitchell back, or you think he's still locked in as a top 5 play no matter what?
Both.
Locked in top 5 no matter what.
The Eli is going to cut a role into that offense, and he looked good when he played. That's why he got more snaps rushing at least.
I completely agree. I mean, obviously it was good that they were either tight or up in this game, so they were able to just pound the rock. But if they do go down, I still think it's going to be favoring McCaffrey and his pass catching ability. So McCaffrey's still top 5 for me no matter what. Although I do like Eli Mitchell as maybe a low end RB2 if you're looking for somebody to plug in. Next on the list here, cap or no cap, Jonathan Taylor back inside the top 5 running backs this week.
No cap. I got him at 5. Last week is all I had to see.
Fantasy
Same for
Pros
me.
says no cap. They got him at 5.
I got him at 5 too.
I have him
Q?
at 6.
And
How
as much
could
as
you?
it pains me to say, we've seen running backs torch the Eagles all season long.
Well, we did just sign Vindale Joseph, big body for the
Linval Joseph.
whatever. He's like 80 years old, but you just need someone to plug
He's
the
like
extra
100.
hole.
When does Jordan Davis come back?
Probably in a couple weeks because he was on IR. So it's been like 2 games, I'd say, maybe 3.
Sad.
Definitely a hurt piece for the Eagles, but yeah, their run defense has not been that great. So if the Colts want any chance of beating the Birds,
That's the
they're
way
gonna
to
have to
do
pound
it.
the rock with Jonathan Taylor. So
Please, Jeff Saturday, put Ellinger back in. Then they'll
Please.
all stink.
although he already confirmed Matt Ryan is the starter, so Yeah.
Maybe he'll just start Nick Foles against us.
I mean maybe he will. He'll just start wiling out.
He can do whatever he wants.
Exactly.
He has nothing to lose.
I mean, he came in and won an NFL football game, so at this point, he's uppity. Ramondre Stevenson, Matt's boy, continues, and Q's boy actually, continues to thrive this season. Finds himself with another matchup against the Jets. I think he had about 21 points the last time they played. So let's do a quick name game to see how high he's climbed in your ranks throughout the season and get a feel for where Ramondre stands amongst running backs. So this week, would you prefer Stevenson against the Jets or David Montgomery at the Falcons with Herbert out?
Stevenson.
Ramondre.
Yep.
Same for me. What about DeAndre Swift at the Giants?
Ramondre.
Ramondre.
As well for me, sadly as well. Very, very sad. Very hurtful to say that. Tony Pollard at the Vikings.
Ramondre.
Even if Zeke is out, I think I would still lean towards Ramondre.
I'm waiting for the one person for you to say.
Miles Sanders at
That's not it.
Colts.
That's not it.
Ramondre.
Ramondre.
Ramondre for me. Aaron Jones versus the Titans.
Aaron Jones.
Ramondre.
Wait, no,
I'm taking
I have
Ramondre.
Taking Ramondre. No
I'm
doubt.
taking Ramondre.
Yep.
That's
Alvin
the closest one so far. Actually, never mind.
Alvin Kamara versus the Rams.
Kamara.
Ramondre.
I got Ramondre ahead of him as well.
I don't know.
It's tight. I mean, I have them.
This is where it's getting tight.
Yeah, I have Ramondre one spot ahead of Kamara in my ranks personally.
Me too.
Ramondre or Josh Jacobs at Denver.
Josh Jacobs.
This is where I cut it off.
This is where I cut
Josh
it off
Jacobs
too.
9, Ramondre 10, Kamara 11.
I have the exact same 3, and at 8 I have Dalvin Cook. So Dalvin Cook for me also ahead of Ramondre. What about you guys?
I have Dalvin Cook at 8 as well. You copied my ranks.
Oh, I did. But yeah, I think that just goes to show how high Ramondre has climbed this season. He's been super consistent, locked in, high-end RB2, low-end RB1. Putting
Wilding out in the chat.
big numbers.
Whoa.
Yeah, definitely wilding out in the chat.
You gonna put those on the screen?
Definitely not. All right, let's keep rolling with the running backs. Falcons running backs struggled a bunch last night on Thursday Night Football. Not last night, last week. How did you rank Cordell Patterson and Algier heading into this week?
Cordero outside top 25. At 25, sorry.
Ooh, I have him at 22.
I got him at 24.
Algier, I have at 36.
I have him at 36 also.
Fantasy Pro says y'all are asleep on CPAT. They got him at 19.
He didn't do much in his return to, well,
First
not
game
his return, but the first, not against the Panthers, where I expected him to have a much better game. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
He was the kick returner.
I do expect them to get him more involved in the offense because obviously Mariota cannot throw the ball to save his life. And if they're going to win a game, they got to rely on CPAT as well as Algier.
Yep, I would completely agree with that. I definitely think CPAT will have a better game. But like I said, I still think he's more of a low-end RB2.
This team is way
those
too
touchdowns to help him out.
unpredictable because we've been saying, like, if they want to win a game, they should give it to Pitts or give it to Drake or give it to CPAT, but it doesn't even matter because they'll do it. They'll throw it to Zacchaeus or just give it to Mariota. So very unpredictable. But if they need CPAT in order to win because they lost last week because they didn't give it to him.
Yeah, and they got the Bears this week, so hoping for a better day all around for the Falcons offense. Question in the chat before we talk about our wide receiver ranks. He was offered Derrick Henry for Travis Kelce. He's 7-3.
Henry?
I would assume it's Derrick Henry. I would assume
Because he said they would
consider
give me Eckler and Henry.
Okay.
I don't think you would consider Hunter Henry. Please. He also has Komet and Pitts, so he already has 2 plug and play.
Kelsey is irreplaceable. That is
Yeah,
an
do
auto
not
decline
trade
for me.
Travis
Yeah.
Kelce.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
If I had Travis Kelce on my team, you couldn't offer me
Unless
enough
your
for him.
RB2 is like dog water, like you're starting like I don't even
No,
know who
literally
would
like
do that.
no one.
Yeah, like if you had like no RB2, I think I would not do that still. I'd prefer
I think
Kelce.
I would not do that still.
I would prefer Kelce over most players in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would still decline. It is close. Like, that's probably as close as you're going to get. Maybe if you got another, Pitts and Komet are going to be inconsistent. So that's just going to hurt you when it comes down to the playoffs. Kelsey's
If
going to
it
get
ain't
you those
broke, don't
solid
fix
points.
it.
So yeah, 7-3. You're in a good spot. Rock out. Let's get in some wide receivers. There have been some major injuries at the wide receiver position. Unfortunately, Cooper Kupp buys as well this week and some struggling players. So just curious, what do your top 5 wide receivers look like for this week?
J. Diggs, Devontae, D-Hop, CD.
Yeah.
I got Diggs, J-Jeff, Devontae, CD, D-Hop.
All right. You got to put J. Jeff at 1 out of respect after last week.
No.
Yes.
You're insane for that.
He deserves to be 1.
Diggs is number 1 this week.
I guess we will see. I also have J. Jeff at 1, Diggs at 2. I put D-Hop at 3, CD at 4, and Devontae Adams at 5. Devontae's still top 5 despite the tough matchup. I think he'll still be fine, obviously.
He's the good.
But yeah, those 5 all locked in. You're obviously starting those. Was just curious to see what you guys were thinking. He also said it was a super flex league. The last guy was asking about the trade. He has Mahomes and Fields, so I think he should be fine. I would definitely want to keep that
Stay
Mahomes
put.
Kelsey stack.
Keep that stack. Yes, sir.
Good question from him. Buffalo, he said the weather isn't changing your ranks. I would be concerned about Diggs if it does do all of the snow. So that would obviously bring him down.
Apparently
it's 31 inches.
Apparently
31
it's not
inches of
supposed to snow during the game. It's going to be done before the game, but so there'll just be, I guess, like
Do they got that heated turf?
you would hope so.
If
Buffalo.
it's all done before the game, they might be able to clear most of the field. So it'll still be wet and mushy, but
The fans won't be able to see because it'll just be walls of snow surrounding the field.
yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Definitely something to monitor. Good point.
I hope it's during the game though.
They'll be playing in an
I
igloo.
did see what Grizzly said it at 4 to 6 feet. I saw 6 feet like the max they would get. That's
Jesus
an
Christ.
insane amount.
Is this real? Is it
You
really
wouldn't even
happening?
be able to see Cindy.
Apparently,
What?
where
It'd be like a
Buffalo is located is like they get so much snow, and 6 feet is an insane
I
amount.
feel like they're not that far from us. So how come we?
They're
The,
closer
don't see
to. They're like
snow.
upstate New York.
the snow would be as tall as some
Pretty
of the
far.
players.
That's what I said. You wouldn't be able to see Singy.
We did get another question in the chat. Wanted to get some outside takes. He's 7-3 in his hometown league. Regular season is only 11 weeks. So with a win this week, he gets a bye. He's considering trading Deebo Samuel and Josh Jacobs for Tyreek and Swift, with Swift's playoff schedule being much friendlier. I would do that in a heartbeat.
I would do that. Tyreek is insane.
Tyreek's the best player in the trade.
by
by far.
far. Like not even close.
Like Josh Jacobs to Swift is obviously a bit of a downgrade.
Oh.
Swift's been a little bit risky. Sorry for covering both of y'all.
I can finally breathe.
But yeah, I would still do that. Tyreek is next level. Debo has been more of a wide receiver too. We mentioned that last episode. So take
I'm doing
Tyreek. Swift
I
is
would
not
do
as
it.
much of a downgrade as Tyreek is an upgrade.
Yeah. And I see Swift getting more and more like back to his old self. I feel like he's still getting acclimated back into the offense.
He's just getting bullied
Swift mid.
by a
Yeah, Swift has been
fantasy
mid.
analyst.
He
He
said
is mid.
he's a
He always will be
glorified
mid.
Gibby.
Yeah.
You guys pipe Swift.
I love Swift. He's so good.
Why? He's so
Just this season has been down. He was very good the last two. Just need him to get back on track. Even early this
He needs
season.
to stay
still good.
healthy.
That too. The injuries have definitely hurt him. We'll see what happens with him. Let's continue talking some wide receivers. Cap or no cap. Despite struggling, Deebo Samuel should still be considered a top 12 option this week.
I have him
No
at 10.
cap. I have him at 9.
Yes, I would also say no cap. I have him at 10 as well. Just with so many wide receivers on a bye and the injuries, as we mentioned already. Lock him in.
Yeah.
It's like no cap by default, but I don't even like Debo like that.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fully sold, but the upside is too good, and he's been relatively consistent outside the last couple weeks.
I think I'd rather start Boyd. Not that you have to pick, but like if I had to pick one, I think I'd rather pick Boyd.
I think Boyd might be like a safer on volume, but yeah.
You can tell there's wide receivers on a bye because I currently have Juju. If he plays at 12.
Yeah. If Juju plays, I also have him at 13. So I'm right there with
Please,
you.
Juju's
just
brain.
put him over Debo. For me.
All right.
For me.
I will.
I hate Debo. I hate him.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, he
Those are
said
harsh
Henry is
words.
really an RB2. I would not say he's an RB2. I think he's a top 5 RB, but I just still think it's not worth for Kelsey.
Who said he was an RB2?
Yeah, I don't know if we made something that made it sound like that. Try not
Don't
to
say we. You.
Well, us.
You.
I didn't say he was an RB2.
You.
You said it, Sean.
All right.
I
blame
did hear
me.
you say it. I clipped it.
D-Hen, top 5. Easy. All right. If Keenan Allen and Mike Williams do play this week, are they must starts? Or are you nervous about what their usage would look like against the Chiefs?
If they're playing.
Must start.
Actually, I don't know because we said this that one game where Keenan was back from injury. He said, "Start me."
Yeah, he scummed everybody.
And then we were like, "All right," and he dropped the donut.
And
So,
for that, I'm safer. I feel safer starting Mike Williams over.
I
Keenan.
agree. I agree.
I think it's close. I think I would agree as well, just because the hamstring injury is so easy to re-aggravate. But yeah, I am a little bit weary just because both of them are coming off major injuries and just trying to get back for such a big game. So
Yeah.
would be a little nervous depending on my options. Maybe I'd consider sitting them, but in most cases, I probably would start them if I had them.
I don't know if I heard
Especially with the
correctly,
buys.
but I think if the Chiefs win this week, they can already clinch the division.
I wouldn't be shocked. They're elite and they continue to win games. So
Feels early.
it definitely is early. Next here, are you still starting Adam Thielen in your fantasy lineups, or are you looking elsewhere at flex at this point?
I'm starting.
I'm starting, but I'm not expecting more than maybe like 12 points max. His ceiling has been capped by the play of Justin Jefferson, unfortunately, and now TJ Hawkinson's there, Dalvin Cook's there. I mean, it's hard for Thielen to see productivity like he has in years past.
He's only had 15 plus twice this season.
Yeah.
That hasn't touched 20.
He's been very consistent. He's had at least 9 points in most games this year, aside from a couple. He's also had 7 targets in every game since week 2. So, like, he's still involved, but it still hasn't led to much production. Obviously, he's big on touchdowns most years, and right now he's sitting at 2. So that's obviously hurting him as well. I think he's more of a touchdown-dependent flex, but you're probably rolling him out there just because the volume's still pretty solid, and you might not have a better option.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Gator, what's up? Tight end dilemma. Do you start Hunter Henry, Tunyon, or Kylan Granson?
First of all, does he not know that Tunyon was scooped in our league? Like,
He probably doesn't.
even though he answered right after that addition happened, but they're all terrible. I don't like Hunter Henry. Definitely don't like Henry. It's either him or Granson because Tunyon's not available.
I'm starting Hunter Henry.
I think I'd start Hunter Henry in that case. It's not beautiful by any means, but I think that's
He's the best option to get you a touchdown, and that's what you're looking for from those 3 guys.
Yep, completely agree. And Grizzy asked, would you take Justin Jefferson for Kelsey?
No.
I might at that point. I don't know. That's tough.
That's
That's the best player in fantasy, like right now. The 2 best players probably in fantasy. So
I'm just saying, like, I've seen Jefferson have a down game. Kelsey's just Mr. Consistent. He's guaranteed he's guaranteed like 20 points a game. I don't think he's had a game under 20 this season.
All right, that's cap.
I think he had 16 maybe once.
He had 10 in week 2.
Okay. But look, everything else
in week 3, and 19 in week 6, and 15 in week 7.
But still has outscored J. Jeff more weeks than.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 10 points every single game. He's been super consistent. Kelsey's locked in. Like, maybe his ceiling isn't as high as Jefferson's, but honestly, we're splitting hairs. I think I would probably keep Kelsey, honestly. I think Kelsey might be
'cause
the most valuable piece in fantasy right now.
You get rid of Kelsey, you're going to Komet or Pitts,
Yeah.
and I don't want to have to rely on either of them going into the playoffs.
Yeah. You probably have a decent, I would hope, option at flex or wide receiver or whatever. So I think I'm holding Kelsey.
Yep.
Crazy to say. Took me talking it out loud to confirm that. Let's move on to some tight ends before we get into our start and sit of the week. Dalton Schultz seems to have solidified his role with Dak Prescott back. Is he a top 5 option this week?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have him at 5.
I got him at 5 also.
Me as well.
So does Fantasy Pros. You guys should work for them.
Maybe we should. Yeah,
Maybe we are the Fantasy Pros.
we are.
And with Goddard out, I think he's the most likely to finish as the tight end 3 this year.
Again.
I hate him. Well, I've hated on him, but I have to, like, with Dak back, he's back.
By default, he won't probably because he missed a couple games. Like he had like 0 points for like 4 straight weeks.
All right. Rest of season.
Rest of season, I would agree. He's probably going to be a top 3 tight end.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Cole Kmet, 5 touchdowns last 3 weeks. How high has he climbed in your tight end ranks?
It's still at 11.
I have him at 9.
I put him at 6.
Jesus.
I don't hate it.
You're buying it, Sean.
I'm
trap.
buying the Cole
It's a
Kmet
trap.
love right now. It's not just the touchdowns as well. Like his volume has also gone up a bit. He's being more involved in the offense, and it seems like when they get closer to the red zone, they're finally realizing they have a big tight end that they can throw to. This offense just seems to have gotten on track. So I'm hopeful that it continues. And honestly, tight ends after Dalton Schultz, 6 through 11 or 12 are probably all interchangeable for me. I could probably argue any of them being number 6. So I'll take the guy with 5 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. Personally,
Whatever.
I got it. Who you got over him?
Let me take a look. See, I got Muth, Dulcich, Higbee.
Dulcich?
Yeah,
Sell me on why Dulcich should be better than Kmet.
I will during the recap.
Gotcha.
Russell Wilson had his best game against the Raiders, so he didn't have Dulcich that week.
All right. I'll take that. That's a valid reason. I like it. Last one here. Foster Moreau looked pretty good as the second option for the Raiders last week. Is he a top 10 option this week?
I have
No.
him at 12.
So does Fantasy Pros, and I completely agree with all the people over him.
I have that.
Aiden Hurst is over him. Kyle Pitts is over him. Higbee.
I put him over Hurst
Mhm.
and Pitts. I put him at 10.
Biased.
A little bit. I picked him up in a couple leagues. I'm a believer in Moreau. Can't wide receivers struggle against the Broncos, so by default, he's going to have to get some volume.
He's getting locked.
One more question. Is Tyree Jackson a possibility for a fantasy starter eventually for the Eagles with Goddard out?
So I had to look this guy up because I've never heard of him, and he's a quarterback.
Yeah, but he's also like had some reps at tight end, I think in the
Oh my
preseason.
God, we have a Taysom Hill.
Yeah, kind of.
We have a Taysom.
But he
Kinda.
Get him the ball. He's the best
respectable.
player on
Get
the
him
team.
the ball.
Yeah. I think he had a couple catches last season for us in like a game or two. So yeah, I mean, he could start to get some of those snaps, and obviously we saw it last season. So he said he's actually seen him play at the University of Buffalo. So that's probably why he knows Tyree Jackson better than us Eagles fans. But at the end of the day, he could also get some of those snaps. But the Eagles did add a couple of tight ends since he saw those snaps. So we'll see
I
how
wouldn't
he gets
trust
fit in.
any of them.
Yeah. I would avoid the Eagles tight end until we see more tight end situation. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be rushing to scoop Tyree Jackson right now off of waivers.
I'm
Maybe
about
if you
to.
want to get
I
ahead of
already
the party,
added him.
go for
Stop.
it. Yeah.
What's he projected this week?
And he giggle.
I don't think he's projected anything.
He's actually projected 2.05.
Beautiful.
I'm scooping.
All right. Before we do our start and sit of the week, let's do today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, the easiest way to play fantasy football. And you can get started now with their Thursday night contest. Includes Thursday night football tomorrow and Sunday night football. And you can win up to $60,000 in prizes. They also have NBA and NHL drafts available as well. They are a bit different than DraftKings and FanDuel, where you actually go into a live draft with people, draft your team, and that is the team that you're trying to win money with. And when you do sign up, make sure you use our promo code SUPERFB for a 100% deposit match up to $100. So if you deposit $10, you'll get another 10. If you want to deposit $100, you'll get another 100 matched for free. And again, our promo code is SUPERFB, SUPERFB, and you can play on the Underdog Fantasy app for iOS and Android, or sign up online at underdogfantasy.com. Let's do some starts and sits. Matt, start, sit. Who you starting this week? Who is riding pine for you?
Starting my boy, Darius Slayton.
Okay.
Don't laugh at me.
Or Sterling Shepard, so he can fight.
But with Kadarius Toney out in New York, now in Kansas City, Slayton had his highest snap share last week. He only had 4 targets, though, but I see that increasing. Wandale hasn't looked the best after showing showing flashes, but I think moving forward, Darius Slayton's going to be the number 1 for Daniel Jones. I've said this in the past. He always lets me down, but I'm willing to ride out with him again.
Did you forget Kenny G?
Kenny G is a mannequin. But he showed that big playability last week on like the 50-some yard touchdown catch, and he's playing the Lions. Lions don't have the best defense. I think this could be surprisingly a pretty high-scoring game, so both teams are going to put up points. So I like Darius Slayton against that secondary. And
I like that.
Thanks. Sitting David Njoku. He's coming off an injury that kept him out since week 7 against one of the better defenses in the NFL. With those two things combined, I just can't really trust him as much as when he was going off in the beginning of the year. And I think in this game, this will be one of the ones where the Browns try and control the clock, use their running backs, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, just try and keep Josh Allen off the field in that high-powered offense, because honestly, I think that's the only way that they could possibly win this game.
Yep, I like that as well. They are playing the Bills, and I think they're the 3rd best defense against tight ends too. So
Yep.
Would avoid Njoku for sure. T-Gods, start, sit. Who we got?
Start. Joshua Palmer, DeAndre Carter. They're playing the Chiefs. They're going to have to keep up. The Chiefs are ranked 25th against receivers, so they're big poo-poo. Gerald Everett, he's hurt. Mike Will, he's hurt. Keenan, he's hurt. They're all questionable, so they might play. They might all play, but also maybe none of them will play. If they do play, are they going to be limited? Who knows? So I like the healthy guys here, and like it's just going to be unlimited targets. Like they're going to have to keep up.
Yep, easy money.
So I am starting them. I'm sitting James Conner. Why? Because he's playing San Francisco, which is the number 1 run D. And last week he did have like almost 24 points, but that was with 2 touchdowns. He's not guaranteed those. Can't take him away, but he's not guaranteed to get him again. And he only averaged 3.2 yards per carry last week. So sure, he had points, but he didn't play very good.
I'm with that. I'm
Thanks.
completely with that. I'm avoiding Connor for sure. Q, start and sit.
I'd also like to add that the Cardinals offense looks the same, if not better, with Colt McCoy. So Kyler Murray, stinky
Debatable.
little man. I saw a midget that looked exactly like him yesterday.
Oh my God.
Any Kyler Murray doppelganger.
Just maybe could have been taller than him. But my start this week is going to be Devin Singletary against the Browns. Josh Allen, he still could be dealing with the injury. I don't know. It seemed pretty serious, but clearly that's why he had 2 touchdowns last week. Sean knows firsthand. The Browns give up the second most points the Browns give up the second most points per game to running backs. That includes 12 touchdowns through the 3 through the air. He doesn't have the safest floor, but if Josh Allen's still dealing with the injury and this 7,000 feet of snow, I don't know how much they'll be passing. Singletary could have a nice ceiling. And my sit this week, we talked about him, is going to be Adam Thielen. He's had under 10 the last 2 weeks, fantasy points. Coincidentally, it might be because T.J. Hawkinson has been there the last 2 games, who's been stealing most of the targets. As I said earlier, he's only had 15 points or more twice, and neither of them top 20. The Cowboys look like a good matchup on paper, but I'm not liking the matchup, or I'm not liking this. I still think Hawkinson, he is a big reason why Thielen hasn't been producing. I think you should bench him or temper expectations.
Would agree as well. All right, my start sit. I'm starting the Commanders running backs at the Texans. Commanders committed to the run game against the Eagles, paid off big time for them. They knocked off the last undefeated team in the NFL, to my dismay. But despite how much pain that caused me, they both now get matched up with the worst run defense in the league for fantasy running backs. They both should be involved in this game heavy, and I like both as flex plays this week with RB2 upside. My sit this week is Mac Hollins at Denver. You might be trying to plug and play somebody on a bye this week. Mac Hollins might be someone you're looking at just because Renfro's been out now, Waller's out. But the Raiders did play well against Denver last time. Hollins only had 6.3 points. He may get more volume, but the Broncos are the toughest defense in the league for wide receivers. They're obviously going to try to force feed Devontae Adams. The Broncos are pretty mid against tight ends, so they may try to go to Moreau. And obviously, Josh Jacobs is the big reason why they won last time. So I don't think Hollins is going to be a big part of the game plan. Bench him if you can. I think he will have another quiet outing. All right. Picks.
They won that game the last time they played the Broncos?
Yes, the Raiders won, I'm pretty sure. 31-23 or something like that. I believe. I think that's one of their 2
Russ
wins
had his
this
best
year.
game that game. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they still got eat for
They both
somehow,
suck.
some way. Yeah, no, they're both putrid teams. That was when Josh Jacobs had like 3 touchdowns. It went absolutely bonkers. I think that was his best game this year. Yeah, they won 32-23. Confirmed. Matt has a question.
Do we want to wait? First of all, this guy earlier said that Ramondre Stevenson is overrated, so I don't know if we want to answer any more of his questions.
Who?
Gator.
Oh, well, Gator's not the brightest, but we're answering Matt's question first. Matt.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Pick 3: Deonta Foreman, Brian Robinson, Curtis Samuel, or Deontay. You asked me this before we went live.
Who's the odd man out?
Probably Deontay.
Okay.
I like that. I'll agree with you guys.
But never mind.
Maybe Curtis Samuel too.
Do I flex B-Rob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Over Curtis?
No.
You're gonna start 2 Commanders. That's ugly.
No,
But they're not bad Commanders.
I would be benching Curtis Samuel for Brian Robinson.
Actually, might bench Kurt.
It's tough.
I think I'd start Deontay and bench Kurt personally.
I'm playing you. I'm not listening to a word you say.
No, actually, the technique is to always go against what he says. It always works.
All right, go against what I say, please.
I'm keeping
If I
my
were
lineup
you,
as it is.
I'd bench Kurt. The Texans are the 4th best team against wide receivers.
Holy hell.
He just made that number up.
I will share my screen right now. We'll answer this, even though he did say Ramondre was overrated. Gator, Antonio Gibson, or Allen Robinson in the flex with Kupp out.
I didn't know Kupp was out.
Gibson.
I'm leaning towards A-Rob.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm still a believer in A-Rob and Wofford.
I'd probably
might
go
start.
Gibby. Houston's
Don't
defense
say
is
Wofford.
horrible.
Wofford might
Gibby
start.
safer. Gibby safer.
Gibby's definitely
Yeah.
safer, and I mentioned earlier they're on my start list. So Gibby's putting up numbers against this Texans run D. It's putrid.
Gibby.
How often do we go live? We go live every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Sometimes Mondays move to Tuesday, but most of the time it will be Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all of our content goes on YouTube and whatnot afterwards.
Goes on whatnot?
Whatnot. YouTube and whatnot.
The
YouTube.
Whatnot app.
Never heard of whatnot.
Whatever. Game picks. D-God standings. What do we got?
Sean, you suck.
You suck.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sean's in last. He's at 73, right?
Damn, dogs are quiet.
Matt,
What's that?
75. Q, 77. Me, 78.
Ooh.
Let's go.
It's not over yet.
Slightly off.
Slightly. Only a 5-game difference.
No, I mean the totals for our picks because you were out last week, so then you added it to the week before last week.
Oh, well,
What?
Because
What are you
last
gonna
week
do?
I think someone was at 80 already or something. Someone had a good week, but either way,
Whatever.
What?
roughly. Either way, roughly
You-
we're pretty close.
We'll have to
What?
stat check.
I'm stat checking. Last week, T Gods and Q were both at 80. Matt was at 77, and I was at 74.
Oh, I never wrote it down. That's why.
Yeah. So then I would go down even one more. I'm down bad.
Yeah, why'd you do that to yourself? You should have just let it go.
I probably should have.
You should have
Alright.
just let it go.
I just didn't want it to happen, and then we're a week behind forever. But maybe I should have let it slide because then I would have moved up a little bit,
Now
inch
it'd
my
just
way
be
back.
behind forever.
Yeah, whatever. I'm catching up now. This week, big week, boys. Let's start the picks. Thursday night football. Titans at the Packers. Who we got?
The
Packers. Derrick Henry scares the shit out of me, though.
Titans.
Aaron Jones.
I'm taking
is
the
good.
Titans.
Oh,
All right. I like
Q.
being with T Gods.
It's all right. I'm with Q.
Yeah, and I'm good at picks.
The best and the worst against the two mid.
Matt, I figured out what makes that noise.
What is it?
It's your middle finger, whatever that's on.
This John?
Uh-huh. That's it.
Damn. I love doing that.
I hate it. I hate
That's
when you
what
do
makes
that.
the noise. I thought it was a wire banging or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So wait, you can't hear it if I'm like
Nope.
bouncing my
No.
leg?
Nope.
Oh shit. All right, at least I get to bounce my leg.
Outrageous. All right. So 2 Titans, 2 Packers. Next game, Panthers at the Ravens. Who we got?
The Ravens.
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 Yeah, give me the Ravens.
Apparently, a lot of the Panthers players are calling for Sam Darnold to come back or to start. I guess they just don't want Baker, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
I hate Baker.
Yeah, I'm not happy Baker's back. I wish PJ was still healthy. Sad. Bears at the Falcons. Who we got?
The Bears.
The Bears.
I was very tempted to go Bears
It's
also, but I'm
close.
taking the Falcons.
But
I'm
Justin
taking the
Fields
Bears.
is the hottest quarterback in the week.
Justin Fields lost to the Lions last week too, so he can put up all his numbers and still lose.
Step your D up, Bears.
Bears D bad. They traded away anyone that was good.
Yeah.
Wait,
They should have got Roquan.
No, they
No.
traded him right.
Traded
No.
him.
Browns at the Bills. Who we got?
Bills.
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 Bills. Easy
Stretch
bounce
those
back. They gotta
Bills.
bounce back this week.
Gotta.
At home versus the Browns. They gotta go off. Lions at the Giants.
Giants.
G-Men.
Vanilla Vic. Danny Dimes. His new nickname.
Vanilla Vic.
Give me the G-Men also.
I'm on an island. I'm taking the Lions.
We're catching up.
Have them. Have them. Rams at the Saints.
Saints.
Rams. Can I say Rams if Stafford
No.
plays?
No,
Gotta
no,
pick
no,
one
no.
now. I'm taking the
Rams,
Rams.
Stafford's
Either
playing.
way, Stafford's playing. Even if not, Wofford's
stinks.
taking him down.
I'm
Stinks.
taking the
Wofford
Rams too.
Sucks, bro.
Taking the
Wofford's
Rams.
so bad.
Q, you're on an island with the Saints.
Good.
Jets at the Patriots. Who we got?
Patriots.
I'm also
Taking the
taking the
Patriots.
Patriots. Patriots at home against the Jets.
I feel like they always win.
Yeah. Eagles at the Colts. Go
Go
Birds.
Birds.
Go
Go Birds.
Birds. Easy bounce back.
Yep. Commanders at the Texans.
Commanders.
Commanders.
Hope
Give me the
Wentz starts.
Texans.
No way.
Yep. Second win of the year, baby. Commanders coming off the biggest win of their lives. They're going down.
I'm gonna take the commies.
Yep.
I like it. I respect it. Trap is with you guys.
Love it. He's what swayed me.
Big believer in the pack. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Aaron
Still,
Jones.
I'm with the Titans. But
Q
see.
kind of looks
Should
like Matt
definitely be a good one.
LaFleur.
That's a compliment.
Yo, you
He's
do.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur's kind of a stud.
I wasn't trying to insult you.
You could have said I look like
You look
Brian
like Matt
Dabo.
Eberflus.
Arthur Smith.
You look like Brian Dabo.
Hey,
Raiders
ban this guy, man.
at the Broncos.
Look what he said.
Yeah, get this guy out of here.
Get him outta here.
Whoa.
Squid's giant chode.
Birds are going 16-1.
Our quarterback isn't a perk fiend.
Raiders at the Broncos. Who we got?
Raiders.
Broncos.
Oh,
Also taking the Broncos.
give me the Raiders.
Matt on the Raiders.
You can have them, dude. They
They
Love it.
stink at football.
They're
They are bad.
winning.
We'll
They're
see.
winning. No help from Foster Morneau.
All Devontae Adams.
You
All
wish.
Addy.
They need big Morneau game if they want to win.
No, they
Uh,
don't.
Moreau.
He's
You
a
got me
last-
saying Morneau, and like people are probably thinking I'm thinking it's like Justin Morneau.
The baseball player. Twins legend.
Bengals at the Steelers.
Bengals.
Bengals.
What happened?
Bengals off the bye. Give me the Bengals as well. Cowboys at the Vikings.
Go.
Vikings.
I hate
Foles.
Picking the Cowboys, but Cowboys are winning as well.
Yeah, I'm picking the Cowboys.
I took the Vikings.
Oh,
Hot.
I don't like that pick. That was my least favorite pick all year so far.
Switch then. I'll stay on
Nope.
the island.
up.
I'm not switching.
All right, stay with me then.
Your loss.
Sunday night football. Chiefs at the Chargers. Who we got?
Chiefs.
Or
Chiefs
yeah.
Kingdom.
Chief sweep. Clean sweep.
Oh,
Eat
yeah.
that drum.
And last but not least, Monday night football. 49ers at the Cardinals.
Niners.
Niners.
Y'all already know I'm taking the Cardinals.
Yeah. Too bad Kyler's not
fucking
going to play.
He's playing and he's snapping.
He stinks.
Absolutely not.
He's elite.
Look who's 8-1. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. Look who's
He's got an
not making the
insane
playoffs
team around him.
Yeah, but he has to play
Look who
good.
just beat the Bills.
Who's better in fantasy though?
Look who's not even playing
Kirk.
fantasy.
Even with that, he didn't even play last week. He's still ahead of Kirk.
I don't give a freak.
Kyler is not as swaggy as Burke Buzzins. Did you not see him on that
Kirk
plane?
Thuggins,
Kirko.
actually. Squidge Giant Chode coming in with the question. Team 4-6 right now. They have Waddle and Evans on a bye. Who do you think would I get for Olave? You could probably get Mike Evans if you offer Olave, but I think I'd prefer to keep Olave at this point.
At that
What do you
point,
guys
at this
think?
point, I'll keep Olave.
I would try and get Waddle.
Yeah, I would definitely
No
try to
way
get
he's
Waddle.
Giving
if
up
you would-
Waddle.
If you could get Waddle for Olave, I would do it.
Probably not.
Yeah, there's no way.
Someone just dropped Kyler. That's crazy.
He stinks.
Sitting.
He's
I'm
not
taking-
sick.
No,
He's
it said
QB 8 on the
Warzone
season.
just dropped.
Oh, Warzone just okay.
I
I
love
don't
how you
understand
wake
video
up.
games.
Wake up.
I guess I'm a boomer now. I'm out of touch.
Somehow
I didn't know that
completely
meant
skipped
Warzone.
WZ.
I didn't know that was Warzone either.
Sean thought it was a typo.
T God's be knowing it. T God's in the know. I did think it was a typo or something. Such a boomer. All right, let's do trivia and get out of here. Q, what do we got? If you guys do have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll get to them after trivia.
Three
Feel free to
very,
play
very
along.
good questions.
Love it.
I'm gonna go in order of my favorite one's gonna be the last one. But first question here,
Hit me.
of the top 12 wide receivers this year, who's the only one that has not played at least 8 games? So this wide receiver is a top 12 wide receiver right now, but he's played less than 8 games, but he's the only receiver that's done it.
Fewer than 8 games, he is top 12. I feel like I mentioned this guy on Monday.
Fewer than 8 games, and he is top 12.
Oh shit! I didn't know I had the power to put this
Who's
on the screen.
missed? So I would hope 7 games.
7 games. Yes, this is the least or the minimum.
So he's had.
I locked my answer in.
I gotta think for a sec. How long we got on this one?
I'll give you another minute and 15.
Okay. I was literally just looking at like the top 12 wide receivers.
Mr. Hillcrest, I'll answer this question while you guys are guessing.
Start Olave.
Yeah, Olave over Boyd, definitely. That's a beautiful flex.
That's good options. If you must have a really good wide receiver.
Hey,
one
get
and
back
two.
to your fucking question. Actually, Matt, that's our flex.
It is our flex.
Top 12 played 7 games.
Would you consider him our wide receiver 2 in DK flex?
I guess.
Mm,
DJ
Whatever.
Moore is just gonna ride on our team for the rest of the season because the
I'm
trade
not
deadline
positive.
This man, I was about to say, this man said start 3 and you named 3 players.
ended.
I'm going
Actually-
Cooks and Pickens. No,
I'm going Cooks. Yeah, Cooks,
Pacheco.
I locked in my answer as well. Do we all have answers
maybe
locked in?
Pacheco Pickens.
You all the answers?
I do.
It is Jamar Chase. Sean, who'd you say?
Put Amari Cooper. I didn't know if he missed a game or not.
Cooper.
I think he is like wide
Poopy.
receiver like 11 or something.
I was
He
like,
might be
who's been
13.
hurt?
No,
And I was
Jamar Chase is
rattling
wide
off
receiver
names. I was like, Jamar's
Yeah.
on
Amari's
IR.
14.
Amari's 14. Damn. And he
All
didn't
right.
even miss a game. He just had a bye.
I thought I thought Squid's Giant Cho got it right. Once he said Amon-Ra, I was like, fuck, it could be Amon-Ra.
Well, here is a similar question here. Just a couple more numbers. Of the top 15 running backs, only one has played 8 games. So that's the least amount of all the top 15 running backs. Who is it?
God damn, dude. 8 games, top running back.
The third
I'm
question.
trying to think
my
of bye
favorite
weeks that have passed already. All right, whatever. I'm locking this in. I'm not 100% sure again. I'm struggling with these questions for some reason. I'm locked.
I'm
one. You
not
all the
locked.
answers? Oh,
Matt's
No.
thinking hard body.
I-
Good. Keep thinking
this
so I
is-
can keep thinking.
Suck
He's
a
cheating with the
dick.
chat.
I swear to God, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
Chat cheater.
put it on my mother's life.
oh my God.
Okay. You must hate your mother.
I love my mother. If I get it wrong, that's proof I didn't look at chat.
Okay.
Chat better be like king
I
right.
I didn't even say Alvin Kamara.
You all have
I
answers?
didn't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the answer is Alvin Kamara.
I said James Conner.
No, he missed like 3 games, I think.
Yeah.
He might have missed too many. I got to put
All right.
Aaron Jones.
Come on.
He missed 1 game, didn't he?
Probably. No, I don't think so.
I don't even remember Kamara missing a game.
Well,
Aaron
apparently he
Jones
did.
did not miss a game. He got hurt in that 1 game, and they didn't even have their bye. So stupid guess by me.
All right, here's my favorite question of the day. I'll give you a couple of minutes for this one. So,
All right.
there are 4 cat-themed teams in the league: the Lions, the Bengals, the Panthers, and the Jaguars. Who is the only player who has had 100-yard receiving games for all? Wait, there's 4 of those teams. For all 4 of those teams, he's been in the league for 10 years. So obviously he's been around for a little bit. He's played for all 4 of these teams. The only receiver who's had a 100-yard game for the Lions, the Bengals, Panthers, Jaguars, all 4 cat-themed teams.
Easy. Wait, Panthers?
I feel like
Maybe it's not easy. I feel like he didn't play
Hold on,
for
let
the
me.
Panthers.
I'm gonna make sure that this is correct. Cause
Is it against them?
no, it's just,
No,
he's
played
been on
for
that
them.
Is he
team when
still playing?
he is
I
still
know
playing.
someone that's played for 3, but
He is still
I
playing.
don't. I'm like 90% sure he did not play for the Panthers.
We have the same bowl.
Hold on, let me.
I mean, I have to have the same bull too.
Yeah, we're probably in
Yeah.
the same boat. I think.
Definitely.
Let me
Bengals
just,
Jags gave it away. No way he played for the Panthers.
No shot.
No shot.
Unless it's somebody else.
Oh, okay. So he's only done it for 3 of the teams. I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Then I think we all have it.
Yeah.
D-Gods, you got it. Everyone will lock it in.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones.
Yeah,
Marvin
baby.
Jones. I got a point right. Thank God.
Squid's Giant Chode was not a fan of that question, Q.
Yeah, he was hating on it, but he did write Marvin Tron. So he went 2 for 3. Another question in the chat. Did we answer all the questions in the chat, or
No.
did we answer
Mr.
this one?
Hillcrest.
Start 3.
Start
Start 2.
It's start 2, and I'm going Pacheco Pickens.
I might go Cooks Pickens.
Cooks didn't practice today.
Okay,
Going
Cooks doesn't
Pacheco
play, then you
Pickens.
obviously get your answer.
Oh my
but
God, Nico Collins will eat then.
Still not a fan of the Chiefs' backfield in general. Like Pacheco got all the work and still had like 6 points. So
It's because he fumbled.
all right, he would add 8. Sorry,
8.9.
maybe
If he
fine.
plays.
We'll see. But next
Mr. Hillcrest.
question here, Mr. Hillcrest. His roster is Fields, McCaffrey. Wait, what's the question? Did I miss the question?
I don't know. I think he just wait.
Oh,
No,
he was
no,
telling
he's
us he was
should he start Olave for Boyd?
Olave or Boyd for flex.
And
Yeah.
then Matt said something about his receivers. They should be good.
Yeah.
No,
my God,
Sean said that.
That team is stacked.
I don't remember.
That team is
team is
definitely stacked.
I'd go Olave.
Yeah, I'd go Olave
I wouldn't.
as well.
I don't know. Starting Higgins and Boyd would be like,
Yeah. Yeah. Give me Olave. Olave and Higgins. He said when did he play for the Panthers? He didn't.
Did it. I just
You got
read
3
the
or 4.
question.
3
he
or
was a
4.
Jack.
Some bozo dropped the Bills D. Is it wild to put 17 fab on them?
No.
No.
I would say
Aren't
maybe
maybe
like
less
your
left.
fab on
13?
them. Yeah, maybe like 13.
What's the difference? Just put the extra
Well,
$4.
You don't
Well,
get to
I mean,
keep
if you-
the fab next year. Like, you might as well use it.
You got, what do we have left? 5 weeks, 6 weeks. You might need somebody on waivers.
Come on.
There's a lot of season left.
Come
No,
on.
no fab hurts.
Who's not rostered
Been
already?
there, done that. We had the big week of roster claims this week.
We did. I had to get my
Anything
boy
can
Nick
happen.
Folk back.
Yeah, add that second IR spot now.
Can't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Add it.
Mid-season, stop it.
I knew
Add
it. Was
Mr. Hillcrest said,
Hell
are
no.
we Saints fans?
Yes.
No,
Big time.
we are all Eagles fans.
Except for
Go
T
Birds.
Gods. Some weeks.
T Gods loves the star.
Come on, man.
He's got Dawkins and Vic behind him. 27 on JWJ last week for a steal. It's a lot
Who's
of fab.
JWJ, huh, Sean?
Jawan Johnson.
It's
Right?
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Oh,
I knew you didn't even know who he was talking about.
Who's gonna say, yeah, good pickup.
He said
$27.
Jawan Johnson.
I was like, that's a little steep for Jawan Johnson. Yo, these abbreviations are throwing me off. Squid. You gotta start typing full names.
Oh my god.
The goat Tugson. Who the fuck is that?
Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be.
I'm gonna be Squid's Giant Chode's
I do like.
translator.
Yeah, please translate everything he types so that my boomer ass can understand. Anybody like Christian Watson till the end of the season? I have
wanna
high
see it
hopes,
again.
but I'm not in love.
Show me on Thursday, buddy.
I think I'm definitely owning him. Like it's good you got him, but I'm not fully confident.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a wrap. Trivia's done. We're done everything. If you have any other questions, definitely hit us up on social media. We're on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. You can find us. Just look up Super Fantasy Bros. That's it for the entire Week 11 preview. We'll be back next week with our recap and our Week 12 preview. If you have not already, use our promo code SuperFB if you're considering Underdog Fantasy. A lot of fun. And if you're looking to get a jersey or some merch from your favorite team or your favorite player, we're with Fanatics. We are partnered with them. Check out the link in our bio. And that helps us out a ton. And they always are having discounts as well. So definitely check that out. And make sure you're following us here on Twitch. If you're watching or if you're watching on YouTube, throw us a sub. We're on Spotify, Apple, and Anchor if you're looking for the audio version. Guys, Monday. Peace.